Everyone fucking doubted me. Everyone fucking doubted me. Not actually, though, but yeah, Merab Dvalishvilli won that fight against Umar so clearly. A lot of people were picking Umar to win that fight with not really any strong opinions in my opinion. I don't think there were a lot of strong reasons to pick Umar to win that fight. There were obviously people who were picking Merab, and I made an entire video talking about how Merab was being underestimated, and a lot of people in the comments were kind of agreeing with me, being pretty fair about it, that Umar was definitely a good challenge. Like, even though he, did not deserve that title shot, he was still good. It was not a discredit of him as a fighter, it was discredit of him as earning a title shot, as he would not have been given it if he was not a Nurmagomedov or from Dagestan. With that out of the way, holy shit, that actually was an amazing performance. I got fight of the night. I'm looking at it, and honestly, I enjoyed the fight. I thought it was pretty entertaining. Not entertaining in the sense like Yuri Prochazka versus Jamal Hill. That should have been fight of the night. Entertaining in the sense like you're watching this dude who's just relentless, unstoppable. He's emoting, he's doing all that stuff. But in terms of like action and, high entertainment, it's Yuri and Jamal. They should have gotten fight of the night. I'm glad Yuri at least got a performance bonus, but I mean, you know what? I'll take it, but still. But Merab is I think he's the bantamweight GOAT. I really do, and I don't know who you're supposed to pick over him. Because, yeah, I know the clear answer a lot of people say is Dominic Cruz. And I got mixed opinions. At one point, I thought he was the bantamweight GOAT, and a part of me still did before all of this because, his winning the title against TJ Dillashaw, again after a long layoff, beating Uriah Faber twice, winning that trilogy. Uriah Faber at the time, great fighter, even though he one of the best fighters to never win the title. Beat freaking younger Demetrius Johnson. Yes, he was up a weight class than he should have been, but, didn't have flyweight yet. Dominated that fight, and then I don't think... No, he didn't. That's when he got injured a lot. Never got to fight Renan Barão. Came back, beat TJ Dillashaw. Prime TJ Dillashaw in a very close matchup. I still think Dominic Cruz won that fight. And then he won the trilogy against Uriah Faber. There's probably some other guys he beat around that time, and then he's won fights here and there in the more twilight years of his career, which do help his legacy, in my opinion, because even though weren't like some crazy names, like I think Casey Kenny was one of them who isn't a crazy win, but like Pedro Munoz is a good win to have. But then, the losses like Henry Cejudo, Cody Garbrandt, that one was kind of embarrassing a little bit. And then Marlon Vera, just not as impressive when you really look at it, like in terms of name value. Still good, and there was some good name value there, especially for the time. Like you gotta put it like that as well. And then you have Aljamain Sterling, who I thought would be a pretty worthy replacement, all things considered. Downside is a lot of his fights have some moments in it that really couldn't make me put him as a GOAT either, such as how he won the title. His clearest in terms of like I don't see any real controversy was his win against Petr Yan the second time. As even though it was a very close fight, I do think he won that fight and there wasn't any controversy majorly other than the fact that he just won the fight. Then he got to win over TJ Dillashaw. TJ Dillashaw had one arm, so that's a thing. And then against Henry Cejudo coming back, that's a very good win to have. It's just the fact that he really was using that rule of grounded knee for all that stuff. It just made it bad. And then losing to Sean O'Malley, which Sean O'Malley is a good fighter. Like, let's not get that confused. Good fighter, so kind of crazy. And he did also have the thing of the weight cut that he was kind of forced to go through again. Crazy, but he honestly could have been the bantamweight GOAT. But honestly, Merab is, I think, the bantamweight GOAT. Because name me someone, we'll start with this. Name me someone in the bantamweight division that has a better string of wins in a row. We'll start with this. Starting with Jose Aldo, featherweight GOAT. That's my opinion. Featherweight GOAT. If not, if you don't think he's a featherweight GOAT, he's at least second, easily. One of the greatest fighters of all time, no doubt. I know that gets thrown around a lot. He's a top 10 fighter of all time. And anybody, if you disagree with that, then I don't really care about your opinion for UFC and MMA and all that stuff. You have, Jose Aldo. And then Petr Yan, a bantamweight champion who currently is on a 2-fight win streak against Song Yadong and fucking Davison Figueiredo. 2-time flyweight champion and bantamweight contender at that point. And won all 5 rounds against him. Great technical fighter, one of the most technically sound fighters of all time. Went on a bit of a losing streak, but competitive fights against Aljamain Sterling and Sean O'Malley. I thought he got robbed in the Sean O'Malley fight. Gets dominated by Merab Dvalishvilli. Mind you, these are all pretty, I won't say like a blowout performance for some of them, like the Sean O'Malley one, which I'll talk about here soon. That one was pretty close. This one was pretty dominant in terms of just shutting down a guy's style. Same with Jose Aldo. I know he had to do a lot of putting him against the cage, which I will give that, because if I'm going to give shit to Mario Batista for that, I'm going to give it to freaking Merab. But just relentless in takedowns, at least. I can give him that. I think he went like 0-16 on that. But Jose Aldo, Petr Yan, Sean O'Malley. No, sorry. I'm skipping one. Henry Cejudo. Henry fucking Cejudo. 2-division champion, defending at flyweight and bantamweight. Olympic gold medalist wrestler. Gets picked up and fucking dunked on his head. Insane. And then Sean O'Malley. Everyone was picking Sean O'Malley to win that fight. People were picking, I think, almost every single guy that Merab has fought besides Henry Cejudo. It's insane. Against Sean O'Malley for, I think, round 2, 3, and 4, freaking schooled him, made him fucking look scared. In the first round, he looked pretty good. I thought Sean O'Malley did just enough to win the first round, and then hurt Merab to the body in the 5th round, winning the title. That's 4 champions in a row at bantamweight alone. And all good champions that will be Hall of Fame at one point, in my opinion, without a doubt. And then he just added undefeated, I believe, 18-0, Umar Nurmagomedov. Name me people who have a better string of wins like that. And for the people saying fucking John Jones, Shogun Hua, fucking Lyoto Machida, fucking, what are you gonna say, fucking, oh my, there's just not, Alexander Gustafsson, it's just not the same with that, as, yes, those guys are great, but it's not the same as this. It's just not, and that doesn't mean I'm saying that Merab is better legacy-wise than John Jones. I'm just saying I don't think there's somebody who has a better string of wins than that. Umar Nurmagomedov was getting picked by people to beat fucking Merab, and clearly was what people were saying. And Umar, honestly, in my opinion, the first 2 rounds are the most competitive. I think you can give Umar the first round, in my opinion, pretty clearly. It was competitive, but Umar, I think, did good in that first round, did very good in that first round. I'm giving Umar props in this fight a little bit. And then second round was also competitive. I think that one was a swing round. You could give it to either, or if you gave it to Umar, that's fine. If you gave it to Merab, that's also fine. Honestly, I'd have to rewatch that round specifically. See, rounds 3, 4, and 5, you watched a man break down a freaking Nurmagomedov. That's usually supposed to be the other way around. And another thing, the people like glazing Khabib Nurmagomedov as a coach also got to realize this dude, whenever his fighters are losing, he can't do anything. Like, he just starts screaming. He doesn't have any, coherent way of giving advice to his fighters. When they're winning, he looks amazing because his fighters are good. It's not Khabib. It's freaking them just being good. But whenever they're losing, he can't help them. And he got freaking dropping like Umar on his fucking head, just bludgeoning him fucking throughout the fight. It's insane. I think Merab is the bantamweight GOAT, and I don't know who he fights next, because I know people we're saying a Sean O'Malley rematch, which they might do that, which would be, even though I don't think that's a warranted fight, it would be more competitive than their first fight because Sean O'Malley knows at least he can hurt Merab based on the 5th round, so he might be more, offensive, but I still would pick Merab. Petr Yan has looked good in his last 2 fights. Downside is Merab very clearly won that fight, but I also don't know who else they're going to get. I'm trying to think if anybody else is on like a win streak in that division. There might be someone, but nothing I know. Marlon Vera is only losing. Davison Figueiredo was the guy that I thought should have gotten a title shot over freaking Umar Nurmagomedov, but he lost. Corey Sandhagen lost to freaking Umar. Rob Font isn't anywhere close to a title shot. Yeah, I'm trying to think of other people. He's beaten a lot of the dudes. I don't know. I think it's gonna have to be a Petr Yan rematch, which I'm not against. Honestly, I would like to see Petr Yan as champion again. Just I think his title reign, just how it ended and all that, doesn't show you how good he is considering his win against Jose Aldo. How he performed against Sean O'Malley, even though he, quotation marks, lost that fight. I think a Sean O'Malley instant rematch is also on the table. Not saying I want it to happen, but also it might just get made because they can use the argument, he was a defending champion. It was a close fight or something. Star power is the main reason, but they most likely will give it to Petr Yan, which I'm okay with. I'll watch it no matter what, and I think Petr Yan is the type of fighter to make improvements. I don't think he's gonna fight the same. I think he's improved, honestly, but I still don't think I can pick him considering just Merab's style is kind of nightmarish for Petr Yan, and I picked against Merab when he fought Petr Yan, and it's made me realize that Merab just is relentless. He is the machine, and that's really it. I think he's the bantamweight GOAT. And I know people are going to say, he's only got 1 title defense. He's got 1 title defense. Dominic Cruz has 3 title defenses. Aljamain Sterling has 3 as well. Nobody's batting for Aljamain Sterling like that. But literally, are you going to rate any of Dominic Cruz's title defenses against Merab's? No. This is one of those cases where just the fact of how dominant he is against a lot of these fighters and who he's beaten, because a lot of these guys are Hall of Famers. It's just like that, and I think he is. I agree with Lucas Tracy that he is the bantamweight GOAT because he was saying that he has the chance to become that, and I kind of already was putting him in the bantamweight GOAT conversation already, and you honestly could have argued it, but I get it, he just won the title. There's a difference between getting title because once you've gotten the title, it kind of gets easier. You start getting a bit lazy because you've already won the title. Because now it's just keeping it, and that's not as enjoyable. But he's doing it, and I don't know who beats him at bantamweight. Because Umar was supposed to do it apparently, but I think Petr Yan, he's really the only one left. I know Song Yadong's about to fight Henry Cejudo, and I think Song Yadong's going to win that fight, but I don't think Song Yadong is ever going to beat Merab unless Merab becomes 40, but that's really that. And Song Yadong's good, but he's not great. He's lost to Corey Sandhagen. He's lost to Petr Yan. He's not as great as I think a lot of people say. He's young, though, so he has time, but it's just not the same. You get what I mean. Bye.